Hey guys, welcome back. It's John here, and welcome to episode 4 of Let's Play Civilization 6. We are playing as the English Empire on Deity. We've not had the best start. We've only got 3 cities down. We've got bad land, low production, low science, low culture. Everything's low. At the end of last episode, we've got the Persian Empire putting down a new city right on our borders. They are not afraid. They want to take our land. And he even had the audacity to take the piss out of us as well by saying our lands are so big, our troops are so strong. What is he talking about? I think he is taking the absolute mickey. Also, at the end of last episode, we just built a new settler, and I was talking about sending them over to sort of northwest direction, claim the land over here. But I think that land is safe for the moment, and I actually want to change direction. I'm going to bring them down south, and I just want to claim a bit of the land down here to our south. It's not great land. We're not going to get a really great city from doing so. But what we will do is we will stop Persian Empire from spreading over here and putting even more pressure on our empire. So I want to claim the land down here. It's not going to be anything great, but it will just help us build a bit more of a barrier with our border and stop them kind of encompassing our empire here and putting a lot of pressure on Newcastle and London. That would be the best thing to do. So in this episode, what do we need to do? We need to get some more settlers built. We need to get some more military units built. We need more science. We need more culture. We need more everything. Just give me more. Obviously, we haven't really got the resources to do it, so we've just got to get built what we can get built. But also a little bit of planning, I think, needs to be done. So let's open the pins and let's start with London. We need to get a bit of city planning going in place. I was thinking about getting the industrial zone built here where the iron is, and the aqueduct here, but we didn't know that we had the resource of iron there. We now know we have, so we are going to move the industrial zone to here, and we will build another mine here, and then we will also build, I think, a theatre square possibly here, and then possibly a commercial hub here, and I think that will give us a +4 production in our industrial zone. I think, if I've done the maths right. While we're here, I won't bother with Manchester just yet. It's still too new to worry about just yet. Okay, so we can't build the aqueduct here. In hindsight, that might have been a good place for it to go. So we're going to have to build the aqueduct there, and then maybe an industrial zone here, and we can have a mine here and a mine here. I'm not going to put any more pins down for the moment. I'm going to have a think about that, our placement. I want to work some entertainment zones and another theatre square for Newcastle in there. But maybe I can think of some sort of culmination up here for entertainment zones and theatre squares for... Yeah, it's not really got the space up here, but I'll keep on thinking about it, and we will come back to that in a bit. Right, research. What do we want to research next? Right, we want to start working on our districts that we got planned out for London. We've got 6 turns left for our Temple of Artemis, and then we want to work on our aqueduct, I think. So let's plug in engineering. Iron working we're going to want to, and at some point upgrade our warriors to swordsmen. It's going to give us a bit more military clout. But let's start with engineering, and then we can start getting some of our infrastructure in place. Okay, want to explore down here because like I had said before, there was some damage to some of the barbarians that were located over in this area. So I've got my suspicions somewhere around here there is either another civilization or a city-state hiding around somewhere. So I'm going to have a look down. They might be even further to the west, but let's just explore this bit. This might be, looking at the land here, we might actually have a nice bit of land we could possibly settle some more cities on. We are pushed for any decent space for cities at the moment. So I also want to build a builder, buy a builder, buying it at Newcastle, who has Liang in, and that will give us +1 builder charge when we build or buy a builder. We can afford it at the moment. We've got a bit of gold coming in. I'll just make him wait there. Also, what do we have to sell? Let's talk to Mansa Musa, our friend, and let's see if we can make any deals with him. Does he want to buy any of our gold? Yes, he does. 28 iron for 10 gold per turn. Sounds like a deal to me. I also wonder if he'd be interested in buying any of our diplomatic favour. 3 gold then. Right, so that is plus 13 gold a turn, just like that. We don't have anything else, but once we got a new city plugged in down here, hopefully we can get to that resource of horses. That might be another resource we can sell to the AI. Let's hit next turn and we will see what we're getting now. 52 gold per turn. That's not bad. It's going to help us pump out some builders, and that is not a bad thing. Right, aid request for Nader Shah. Okay, I will take that. If we can find a way to win that, then we'll get 2 diplomatic victory points. Silver could be honest, as we're probably not going for a diplomatic victory. I mean, I guess that is a possibility. I feel like a diplomatic victory is a little bit boring, if you ask me. But if we get that, diplomatic favour. I could win that. And to be honest, at this point, being able to sell 100 diplomatic favour is a lot more beneficial at this point. But we will go in for that and see what we do. City-state emergency. Solomon has captured Mohenjo-Daro. Do we want to go into a war with 2 warriors and an archer? No, I don't think so. We're passing that. Okay, so aid request is ongoing and the city-state emergency did pass. So who is at war with Solomon, Mansa Musa and Nader Shah? Okay, so Solomon might be at war with nearly everyone. Okay, he's not making friends anywhere, is he? Alright, explore a bit further down. There is Jerusalem. Hello, Jerusalem. Right, what do we want to do here with our builder? Right, I will go in over to London and we will start to look at chopping out some of these woods and help knock out some of these buildings that we want to get in place, probably starting with the aqueduct after Temple of Artemis. Manchester is not really doing much at the moment. We wanted to start straight away with the campus because we just don't want to fall too far behind with science. Talking about science, let's just have a look where we are. 22 at turn, and if we see here, less than half of any of the other AIs. We've got 15 Tex, Netashars on 17, Poundmaker 19, Mansa Musa 19, Solomon 21. We are falling behind. There's even someone ahead of Solomon, so we need to pick up the pace with science desperately. Right, Jerusalem wants us to trigger the inspiration for medieval fairs. Okay, if we just have a look. Medieval fairs maintain 4 trade routes. That is a little way away, so that is a possibility of something we could do. As we put more cities down, we will get access to building our Royal Navy dockyard, which obviously I know we've not actually learnt yet. We will do shortly. Just with that in mind as well, are there any others we can look at doing? Trigger an inspiration for military training. Excuse me, that is what we're doing right now. Build an encampment. That is not going to happen, unfortunately. Mogadishu, construct an encampment. That is probably something we would like to do at some point. It's not on the immediate horizon anyway. Construct a holy site, probably pointless for us at this point. I'm not saying that faith will be pointless, but we've got far more important things to do. We just need to concentrate on bringing our production up, keeping our culture up, and trying to get our science on track too. Okay, there's nowhere else to go down here, so let's move our scout back. Okay, alright, well, there wasn't as much land as I was hoping for down here. I was hoping that coastline would continue down and connect with what we could see here, but it's just a thin, snaky bit of land by the looks of it. Nader Shah would like to buy some iron for 3 gold a turn for just 8 iron. That's not so bad. I'll take that as well. Move our scout back up. Right, so let's just bring our settler out. We'll get a better view of what's going on. Nothing great on the other side of the channel here either. You know, sometimes you do just get bad starting locations where you don't have the best starting spot. But even beyond our starting spot on this game, there is minimal good spots for city locations, and we are really going to be up against it in this game. But this will just do for the moment. We'll place a city down here. We will get access to horses. We're not going to have any access to fresh water. It's not going to be a brilliant growth city. It's bordering on desert as well. But like I said, for just claiming the land, it will do at the moment. We will get access to crabs here, diamonds, turtles even. It's just going to have to do for the moment. And Solomon would like to buy my gold. You know what? I don't think I want to sell you it. I prefer the idea of everyone else kicking your face in. So I'm going to refuse that, and I'll keep it for myself or sell it to someone else. Do have a spare copy of diamonds that I can sell. So we'll speak to Mansa Musa. So Mali tend to be rich in money. They are civilization that is based around money. So let's see if we can broker a deal for our spare diamonds. Now, I know a lot of people would be happy to sell nearly all their luxury resources, and that is, that is fine. For me personally, I like to keep hold of my resources. It keeps your people happy. You keep your people happy. If you don't keep your people happy, you get a deduction in your productivity. Unhappy worker does less work, I guess. So I like the benefit from just the way I like to play the game. It is a mechanic that I like to play to and benefit from. So keep your people happy, keep your production levels high. So I'm not going to be selling all the luxury resources we have, but any spare will definitely be on the table for selling. 9 gold a turn and 9 gold up front for our diamonds is fair enough. We're not doing bad for our money anyway. Right, that is engineering done. Let's plug in ironwork in and let's build our city of Liverpool. Okay, what do we want to build at Liverpool? Let's start with a monument and just help to passively grow our border a little bit faster.
When I saw the house of Artemis that mounted to the clouds, those other marvels lost their brilliancy, and I said, lo, apart from Olympus, the sun never looked on aught so grand.
All right, there is our Temple of Artemis. Our first wonder is built. It's not the best wonder in the world, and we're certainly not going to get maximum benefit out of it. I think we might only have one camp within its reach. We have got our boost for drama and poetry, having finished Temple of Artemis, so let's unlock drama and poetry in. Let's just have a quick look. We've got feudalism coming up, which is going to be a great one for us to have. It will give us access to the serfdom card, and as for growing our empire, having the serfdom card in place along with having Lian in as a governor. Whenever we build or buy a builder from that city that Liang is in, and with having serfdom locked into our government as well, we will end up getting builders with a 6 build charge, which is great. So essentially what we will have is 2 builders for the price of 1, as a standard builder would only come with 3 charges, and we will be getting a builder with 6 charges. So that is going to be great and do wonders for growing our civilization, improving our tiles. So maybe we'll look at getting some farms built to boost that along. I don't think we'll be getting any kills with a quadrim anytime soon, so if we haven't got farms built, maybe we'll look at doing naval tradition first. However, after drama and poetry, we will have access to recorded history, so we'll probably do recorded history first. It will give us a extra governor slot as well, which will be nice too. Okay, so let's just choose our next building for London. Yeah, let's do actually our ancestral hall before we start working on our aqueduct, because then any new city that we place down will automatically get a free builder, and we will also get +1 governor tile as well. So yeah, that sounds like a winning option to me. So let's do that. Take our builder, we chop that wood out, and it goes from 8 turns down to 5. Move our archer along, and we have met a cad. Alright, let's keep moving our scout up, get them through before our open borders run out with Persian. Okay, so we have another envoy point to spend. As soon as I open this, I thought I will put an envoy into Vilnius. In doing so, it will just give us +1 culture in our capital, and then in any amphitheatre after that. But we haven't even got any theatre squares built yet, and I feel like just the +1 production in our capital will help a lot. So we'll plug that in. Let's just have a look at London. So yeah, it was a 5% boost in our capital's production. So right, pound maker would like some iron. 12, only 2 a turn. I feel like someone else might give us a better deal than that. We can always come back and offer him some more. So there is iron working. So we can, if we would save up our iron, we would be able to upgrade our warriors. But I feel like everyone is busy with war themselves at the moment. So I don't feel too much at threat. While we've got some cash in the bank, actually, let's buy another builder. 4 charge builder. Our next research should be on potentially mathematics. So mathematics could be a good one to go for. We haven't got the 3 different specialty districts just yet, but if we did mathematics, it would give us option of potentially building the Petra in Liverpool, also of building the Jebel Barkal, which would give us 6 iron per turn and +4 faith for cities within 6 tiles. I think that would only count as London for the moment. But that will give us some extra iron to sell as a possibility. It will also give us a nice wonder build as well, which would go down a treat. So what do we do first? We could start with shipbuilding, get that out of the way, and then possibly we could do celestial navigation, and then by that time we might be looking at having 3 different specialty districts built. We're not going to have the galleys built anytime soon. Even buying them is going to take us a little bit. Even getting 62 gold a turn, it will take us a little bit. Okay, let's move our builder over and build this mine. Alright, let's clear these barbarian galleys out. We don't want them hanging about and causing a problem. That is our only direction of spread for our new cities at the moment. I don't want them to be harassing my cities or whatever, because we want coastal cities as well. So yeah, don't want them there if we're putting down any new cities. Okay, Newcastle has completed its granary. So we've got the watermill and a granary built in Newcastle, which is going to be great for growth. Production's still not going to be great, but we can look at starting to head towards get an industrial zone built in Newcastle. But first, we do have some trees to clear. So we do want the protection. So let's build ancient walls in Newcastle, and then we will chop out these woods ready for some districts to go down. Poundmakers finished building the Colosseum. That is a lovely wonder. It would have been nice to have, but we're certainly some way off that even being a possibility. Okay, after I've dealt with these galleys, perhaps I will just move around and to see if there is any more land to claim as our own. Okay, there is drama and poetry. We have the ability to build a theatre districts now. We'll move on to recorded history, as we've already got 2 campuses down, so we've got the boost for that. Okay, we chop that. Shoot them. And jump the river. Right, so that has helped Newcastle build its walls straight away. And now we have the free tile to build our aqueduct on. Right, and what we will do next with our builder is we will just build mine here and a mine here, and that will be a +3 adjacency bonus for our industrial zone. I'm wondering if we can build some sort of district in London over here that will add to the adjacency. Yeah, I'll work that out. Maybe maybe we'll be looking at something like a entertainment complex here, and then in between the entertainment complex and our government plaza we'll get a nice adjacency bonus for Theatre Square, which means this will need to be something else. I mean, we could build look at building a holy site. It would, there'll be a little trickle of faith coming in from that, but mostly it would be the sake of getting an adjacency bonus. We could look at building an encampment, I suppose. Yeah, maybe that'll be our way forwards. Okay, move our scout up. And move our builder across. Build a mine there. Again, shoot the galley. We'll take that pin away. And take that pin away as well. We started building our aqueduct. Okay, an unmet player has finished building Stonehenge. Delegation from Nadashah. To be honest, was not expecting that. I wonder if he would even accept one back from us. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, just help butter Nadashah up a little bit. A few little positives towards our relationship will just help keep at bay any possibility of him declaring war on us. Again, if he wanted to claim our land, then he's going to do so anyway. So we still need to be prepared for that, whatever the circumstance. Okay, so London has finished Ancestral Hall, and we will start building. Even wonders are a temptation at this point, but we do need to concentrate on building our infrastructure. It's only going to take 3 turns to build a city, settler, so I'm actually going to start off. I'll quickly pop a settler out, and we'll have a city growth in 3 turns anyway, so I'll basically cancel itself out, and then we will build our aqueduct. Okay, and build the mine there. Right, I'm going to move him. Not going to move him anywhere right this second. We've got 2 charges left. Let's move him across quickly, get these horses online. That'll give us another source of income, basically. We do have some more iron we can sell. Is there anyone still at war? Yeah. So let's go back to Mansa Musa and see if we can sell him some more iron. Send him a delegation as well. Okay, Mr. Musa. What will you give me for this? Not so much this time. He's obviously the cost of war is getting to him clearly. Just to see if we can get a better deal somewhere else. So Solomon is still at war with Nadshah. Cree. Let's offer it to Nadshah. He potentially has more money at this point, though he's got plenty of gold anyway. Don't even think we'd be able to sell him much more than that. What would you give me? Just 10 gold. No. So let's check with Power Maker. You've got a supply of gold anyway. What would you give me? 7. No. Okay, so we'll stick with the deal we could strike with Mansa Musa. Also, what would you give me? You will give me a little bit of gold for open borders. Thank you. Cree, I wonder if they'd be interested. I bet you won't take a delegation yet, no. But let's make a deal. Offer him open borders. Will you give me anything for that? 14 gold. Take that. Solomon, you will. And will you buy open borders? That will do. Okay, it's not a lot of gold, but also there's the extra bonus of having open borders with your AI adversaries is you get a slight bonus towards tourism between the 2 civilizations if you have open borders. So I won't be getting much tourism yet. I've got 1 wonder, no theatre squares. We've got 2 walls. It's not a lot, but with a little tourism bonus as well, just stop us falling too far behind the AI on that front. Okay, so we've got another envoy to send, and this one will obviously go to Vilnius. and confirm that. And we've got another governor tile. Okay, so I think we're going to plug it in Magnus at this point, and I'm going to put him in Manchester. There's quite a few woods around Manchester that we can chop out as we try and grow Manchester. It needs every bit of help we can give it at this point. Okay, we'll go down here and see if this land leads us anywhere. And right, we built a mine in there. We'll take that away. We'll move him across to build the other mine. Build our pasture there. 1+ production, 1+ culture, and not a bad food tile for Liverpool there either. So Liverpool's actually got a couple of good tiles here. They're going to be working the diamonds for 2 food, 3 production, and 3 gold. And when they grow in 1 turn, they will be working a 3 food, 2 production, 1 culture tile on the pasture. So they're not the worst tiles in the world to start Liverpool off, despite its location. Yes, we will allow you to establish an embassy in our capital. Thank you. He's a jolly guy, isn't he? Right, there is shipbuilding and recorded history. Okay. Okay, we actually have the possibility of establishing an industry in Liverpool here, making this tile even better. With our 1 charge left, we will be able to afford getting another builder if we need to chop out any more tiles, which we will do. So yeah, I think putting an industry in there, making it a much better tile, is what we want to do in Liverpool. And with our last builder charge there. Okay. So our next research should be in celestial navigation. So 4 turns for celestial navigation. We've got 7 turns to complete our aqueduct. I think at London, rather than moving on to our aqueduct, because we need a 3rd. No, we've got our government plaza actually. So we will have our campus 1, we have government plaza 2, and we will have our aqueduct 3. So we have 3 different specialty districts built. That will give us our bonus for mathematics. So that's all fine. And our next civic. All right. Let's knock out theology. It will give us another envoy to spend, which won't do us any harm. And we have another governor as well. Okay. So we could promote Magnus to provision, and from Manchester we could potentially look at buying settlers. Let's just see how much that would cost at the moment. 680. So it'd only be a couple of turns before we could afford to buy one from Manchester. We're going to have another one completed in London in a turn. That will give us take us up to 6 cities, which I think is probably a good thing to do. We don't want to take any population from Manchester as it is trying to grow rather slowly. And we don't want to spend too much time while we're trying to improve London's infrastructure in building settlers. So I think that is a worthwhile use of a governor slot. So let's promote Magnus, provisions, confirm. Next turn. Carry on down here. There is a bit of land down here. This could be something we can look at expanding our territory into. Let's move our archer up one. Okay, and our settler is ready from London. Is it worth coming down here to claim some land? What is around? Right, we have cotton. We already have a source of cotton, so that'll be an extra copy we can sell. There is turtles. That'll be a new luxury resource. Amber. Yeah, we had that within a city reach before, but we haven't got any amber yet. The question is there any access to fresh water? And just off what it looks like, no, there will not be. So, do we want to go down south, or do we want to push over to the west? Where there is not a lot of good tiles. Yep. You know what, I think as we're going to build, buy rather, a settler from Manchester, once we have the money to be able to do so, and Magnus is established in Manchester in a couple of turns, let's bring this settler down south and we'll claim a bit more land down here. There is a possibility we could try and squeeze one in here, but perhaps if we bring them further down, is a bit of risk. It's a bit disjointed from the rest of our empire. It makes it a little bit vulnerable, but it's actually not a bad area to claim. And then perhaps a little bit further down the line, we can look at filling the gap here. If we were to put a city here, we can build an aqueduct. In fact, no, because that's just coastal tile again. So we'd have to look at possibly building on this tile here and building an aqueduct. But once we have a city in here and it's a bit more established, and Liverpool's a bit more established, has a bit more influence, perhaps the influence would be a bit lower from Persia in this area. So yeah, let's go ahead and move. We will move. Let's move them together. No point risking it. We'll build our mine there. Remove our pin. So we've built our settler. Let's work on our aqueduct. And what we will work on, let's go straight into our library again, as we did with Newcastle at Manchester, to give us a little bit more of a science boost. Okay, let's move him, our scout, down one. Yeah, nothing else special yet. And with our builder's last charge, we will build a industry on the diamonds down at Liverpool. And as you can see, we now have a 4 food, 3 production, 4 gold tile at Liverpool. It's a nice tile for a new city to have. And that is another era point for assembly. Okay, move them down a bit more. Okay, we have one build charge left with this builder. Let's have a look what tiles we are working in London. Okay. And tiles we are working in Manchester. They're all being worked. Manchester will grow shortly. Are there any tiles we want to improve? We could buy a couple of tiles out to Amber for Manchester. There's not many good tiles worth chasing for Manchester at all. That could at least be a luxury resource and a small amount of food while working that tile. Or we could build out to the fish for Newcastle. We could also do the same for the amber for Newcastle as well. Maybe it'd be worth chopping out this wood, so yeah, let's just go and chop out these woods and help the production of the aqueduct and whatever we will be building next at Newcastle. As the production we get from the chop will roll over onto the next thing we build. Okay, now we've got horses to sell. We have buyers. Still don't really want to sell to Solomon. Let's just refuse that for the moment. Nadashar is now showing friendly towards us. That's nice. Okay, opening that up a little bit more. I definitely think we're doing the right thing here, claiming this land down here. We can come back and hopefully fill in the gap a little later on. Okay, so we can afford, and while Magnus is now established in Manchester, we can afford, no, the price has gone up, I think, but in a turn, 2 turns, we can afford to buy a settler. So I think let's get to there, and at that point I'll probably end the episode before we decide where exactly we're going to build that new settler. We now have celestial navigation, which gives us access to our Royal Navy dockyard. Hurrah! That would be great for us to have access to. Okay. Keep working on this barbarian galley. Once we're done with him, we will take our archer and just explore a little bit more over to the west. Right, with celestial navigation complete, we will work on mathematics, which we will have the boost for in 2 turns once we finished our aqueduct at Newcastle. Okay, 1 more turn. Now we're actually going to finish our aqueduct at London first. Okay, that is our Eureka for military engineering, having completed our aqueduct. Theology done. We will have another envoy available there. Keep moving down. Take another shot. And chop them out. Right, quickly choose another civic. We will go for naval tradition. Like I said before, we're not going to be killing a unit with a quadrim anytime soon. That will also give us another envoy point. So London, what can we build next at London? In London even gives us the option to build Jebel Barkal. We literally just need to buy this tile here. However, 145, I can't do that right now because we won't be able to afford our settler. Speaking about that, let's quickly buy our settler, and that'll be for city number 6. I feel like we're starting to get a bit more momentum now with expanding our empire. Obviously, it's not going to stop here. We need to keep building new cities, build up our infrastructure, improve our science, culture, and our influence, and possibly look at going to war once we built up a military and modernized our units, possibly going to war with Persia. But let's just finish deciding what we're going to build here in London. Yeah, so we would get +2 culture for just building a monument in 2 turns. Take us up to nearly 20. So that's do that while waiting for our city to grow, which will also take 2 turns. And then once we're at a population of 7, we will be able to build another specialty district. So we're locking monument there. We need to decide what we're going to build at Liverpool. We will need some housing. It would be nice to build our first Royal Navy dockyard, but I feel like we will need to start with a granary to give us some extra housing. So let's start with granary. Newcastle. Again, we're waiting for Newcastle to grow to 4 in 1 turn. Ironically, it's only going to take 1 turn for a monument to build, and with full loyalty at Newcastle, we will get +1 culture standard for a monument, +1 culture if the city has maximum loyalty. So 1 turn, 2+ culture, and considering we're only getting 1.8 from Newcastle at the moment, it's not going to be a bad thing at all. So let's build a monument there too, and we will send our envoy. I know Manzamus has got Akkad locked in as their suzerain at the moment with the help of his governor. However, it would be a nice one to steal. We'd only need to send a trade route to Akkad to get another envoy. That would take us to 3. And then when we get another governor tile, we would have the option to put Armani in there too. And we could potentially steal Akkad from them if we're going to go to war with... if we're going to go to war with Persia and we have the special bonus from Akkad, melee and anti-cavalry units attacks do full damage to city walls, and I know it's not got any walls in there at the moment except for in its capital and possibly whatever city's got here, but if we go to war, I'm sure it wouldn't take long. And in fact, at Sparta I can see he is building walls currently, so that could be a good one to go with. So yeah, let's put our envoy in at Akkad. Okay, and that is where I'm going to leave things for today. We have got 4 cities down. We have 2 settlers being sent out into the wilderness to establish new cities. That is going to take us to 6, and that is just going to be the start of us trying to expand our empire. We've got a long way to go. So that is it for today. As usual, I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you've liked the comment, then leave a like. Subscribe would be real helpful. Leave a comment also if you've got any suggestions. Maybe you would have done something different. Maybe you've seen something that I've missed. Let me know. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.